Hey folks, welcome back to the American Republic, our story of the USA as told in the RTS game Empire Total War with Darth Mod. Our current year is the winter of 1823, and we've had a pretty eventful campaign so far. We've survived some pretty massive invasions from the Dutch, as well as the Empire of Spain. We have liberated Mexico and helped them form their independence. We have created some South American colonies, which are actually helping to fund our republic right now. And we even traveled to Europe with a bunch of very large navies and the US Marines. We landed in Amsterdam and basically took the Dutch out completely, because they would not accept peace after their declaration of war and their invasion of the mainland USA, actually. The Empire of Spain did accept peace after we basically carved out most of their foreign empire. That's actually pretty interesting because that's kind of what happened with the war between the USA and the Empire of Spain right at the turn of the century, around the year 1900. We basically just moved that war with Spain up about 75 years. I had actually thought that this campaign was about over because we had basically peace on all fronts and things were looking pretty secure. There was still some wars going on in Europe as a whole. The Ottoman Empire and Sweden together had conquered the Russian Empire completely, as you guys can see right here. They just cut it right in half amongst themselves, and I just thought it was basically over. But by going a few turns forward, it turns out that Sweden is definitely getting kind of uppity. Their empire is growing, and they were not happy about my invasion of the Dutch. Additionally, the Empire of Austria, the Austrian Empire, who has conquered France, they were also not happy about my invasion of the Dutch, and so a few turns ago both Austria and Sweden declared war on the USA, and our base here in the Dutch territory of Amsterdam in the Netherlands is now surrounded and under siege. And last episode we had an absolutely massive naval battle. If you guys missed that, go back and take a look. Two of our largest American fleets were ambushed by an incredibly powerful Swedish fleet here at Malmo, actually. And that was just a slugfest of a battle. I have never had a naval battle like that before. Going back to our current turn though, I have replenishment going on for General Nathaniel Greene's army here in the Netherlands. I've really just got to hold the line because we are surrounded by massive Austrian armies. I'm going to replenish General Armstrong's army as well. Replenishment in Empire takes about 2 turns. And I'm also going to leave our navy replenishing right there. I think that was our most damaged fleet with Damian Wedgwood, our admiral right there. Ah yes, our second damaged fleet under Admiral Tosh with our newly captured heavy first rate. No, that's not ours. Flags are confusing. Aha, there it is. That's actually a Prussian navy. I was like, wait, did we actually capture a heavy first rate? Heavy first rate, as you guys saw in that naval battle, those things are just floating forts, insane amounts of cannon and crew. I do want one, but we don't have one yet. Our undamaged fleet under Admiral Wilberforce is holding the line out here just off the shore of Amsterdam. Everybody is replenishing. I will recruit some light infantry. I'm not really sure why, just because we need some troops over here as quickly as possible. It's going to be an interesting fight to hold back both Austria and Sweden. Speaking of Sweden, if we go back to the mainland USA right here, we have been invaded by a kind of expedition force from Sweden, led by General Bemston. Yeah, General Bemston. He has invaded the Carolinas. Thankfully, we do actually have a plan for this. After so many invasions from the Dutch and the Spanish Empire, we do have some National Guard forces here in the Carolinas, led by General Croucher. A very inexperienced army, but a good-sized army. We also have an army led by General Villers in Williamsburg, Virginia. A smaller army, but I'm going to march them within range to reinforce, hopefully.
Forward. Any further orders? At the ready.
We also have the unique unit, the 4th Continental Light Dragoons, who will be coming down from Philadelphia to assist the battle. Our primary Eastern National Guard force, led by General Townshend, will maintain their defense of Philadelphia. Now, that army actually is experienced. Oh, I also forgot. This is the other part of Sweden's main naval force, basically, that brought this army to the USA. A first-rate ship of the line, a floating fortress, basically, a second-rate, 2 heavy first rates. If that navy decides to engage any of our defensive fleets here in the USA or around the USA, they will crush us, and they can easily shut down trade at any of our major ports down the coast. Here in the Carolinas, here in Pennsylvania, or New York, or Boston. None of our navies can actually put up a fight to this just really overpowered Swedish fleet. The empire that Sweden has created over here in Europe is just insane, and the amount of money they must have coming in to maintain these navies is a little bit terrifying. Our income is up there with 31,000, but a lot of that is trade. I guess we'll have to spend some more money on naval forces to help protect our shores from these growing empires, now that the Dutch and the Spanish Empire are no longer a threat. It is, however, once again time to defend our shores. For some reason, General Croucher does not have a whole lot of move options. I wonder if I reinforced him during this turn.
Forward! Maneuvers complete. Yes, crown and country.
So I will actually march
Men,
General Villers back. We now kind of have this army hemmed in here, and we'll see as the next turn develops if we can hold them back. It's also interesting that just, not even 60 years ago, we declared our independence from Great Britain. And here we are in 1823, and they are by far our strongest allies. They have joined us in our wars against Austria and Sweden. Probably because they want to carve out some of that captured Austrian territory in France for themselves. But if American forces get there first and we liberate Paris, I will definitely be returning that territory to France. Right now, though, our battered army in eastern Netherlands is being attacked by a smaller Austrian army, but a fresher Austrian army. They have a lot of cavalry and some cannon. let's defend once again with General Nathaniel Greene. It is the dead of winter in the Netherlands. Let's start by getting our cannons set up. We have a decent hill over here, so I'm going to put our 12-pounder over here with our mortars behind them with carcass shot. I'm going to put our puckle guns right up front. Those are the repeating cannons. Right there. That's a great texture on that metal. Very cool. And our howitzers right here in this farm fence area with carcass shot as well. I'm going to have our general maintain cover behind this house because they do have some cannon. Let's get some long riflemen, some Republican Guard, and line infantry lined up right there. Then Republican Guard, line infantry, grenadiers, not that line infantry, some Marines. To line up right there. That leaves us with just some Marines for the edge up here next to our cannons. I actually don't like that. What else do we have? Marion's Rangers. Let's put Marion's Rangers down here in the center of this line. Move the Republican Guard to the left here. Move these Marines and line infantry right here. Put those Marines in square formation on the end. And 1st Regiment of Foot up here. Now I'm looking right here, we also have the option to create defenses because this army has been stationary for a few turns. We can do pikes or trenches basically. I'm gonna put some pikes out here. Right in front for our Continental Marines. Some trenches to help protect them. It's a very battered unit of Marines right there. For line infantry, some pikes, Marines, trenches, Marion's Rangers, trenches to help them fire their long rifles from cover. Republican Guard, pikes, grenadiers, trenches. Regiment of Foot, pikes, Republican Guard, trenches, long riflemen, trenches, Regiment of Foot, pikes. That just leaves us with placing our cavalry. We'll get our Regiment of Dragoons and Horse grouped together, I think, on the right flank. There we go. And the Philadelphia Light Cavalry on the left flank. And now we defend. I think I'm going to have this Regiment of Foot and these Continental Marines shift a bit. No, they're going to shift. I totally forgot to deploy my 12-pounder cannons. Whoops. They are beginning to shell our lines. And there go our howitzers firing. I believe they are firing, yep, carcass shots. And now our 12-pounders have opened up. They have a lot of horse. Elite horse, too. I'm going to hold all of mine in reserve. Whoa, our puckle guns have some serious range. Fire from the sky. Our long riflemen are picking off their cavalry as they come in from behind their cover. That is some nasty carcass shot. I'm going to pull this line infantry back to maintain our line and leave those pikes out there in the open. Let's switch our mortars to explosive shot. And tear this Austrian army up. Our lines are holding strong and breaking the Austrians as they charge. They are holding their cannons in reserve back here. Their 3rd pounder horse artillery. And they also have pikes out to protect it, it looks like. That's going to be tough to get in there and take out. I think their AI just got stuck. What are they doing? There's some good carcass shot hits. What a horrible way to die. Pulled Marion's Rangers out of their trenches just briefly to engage their long riflemen, their irregulars, who my puckle guns are also working on right there. I'm going to push my Marines and line infantry up on the right flank right here, just to add some fire support, seeing my cavalry has their backs covered. Time to start bringing in our cavalry and prepare for the mop-up. I'm going to pull our Republican Guard out of the trenches to also move in. Along with the Continental Marines. And the 1st Regiment of Foot. All artillery, fire on their artillery. There's our Republican Guard in their snappy uniforms, ready to engage the fleeing Austrian Grenadiers. Maybe. Maybe not. And there is Austria's last desperate cavalry charge. Immediately surrounded. And here comes their general to also engage. Let's have our regiment of horse charge in there. And their general is raked by cannon and musket fire. As we charge in from all sides. All cannons hold your fire, except for the puckle guns. And we have killed their general. Perfect. I'm gonna just take my victory right here. For this fight, they deployed about 1,400 rather fresh troops. We defended with about 1,700 battered troops. We only lost 165 while killing about 812. They had a total loss of 1,044. Ooh, and an Austrian navy has taken out our allied British fleet down there in the trade port region. And they are continuing to surround Amsterdam with very large stack armies. There is, of course, no way that we can defeat this Swedish navy, so we're going to retreat. around Florida to Louisiana.
Reef sails!
Man, the Swedish have 3 fleets. This one is not quite as powerful. Nope, I lied. 3 heavy first rates. That's terrifying. Full retreat. They have somehow managed to chase us down here. This fleet has the Hero, the Antelope, the Enterprise, and a few captured ships. I think I'm just going to start the battle and then retreat. To retreat, I'm just going to place all of my fleets as far back as possible over here. And then, as soon as the battle starts, withdraw. We lost the battle but kept our units.
For your life!
And now the Swedish fleet is going to move up our American coast here. Let's just retreat, retreat, retreat. It is a new turn here in the summer of 1824. An Austrian fleet is laying siege to one of our trade routes in the trade region of the Ivory Coast. Traits gained. A couple of our preachers have gained and lost zeal. Military technology, machined rifling. Agent detected. The Spanish armies appear to be multiplying out here. It is our agent that has actually been detected out here, watching these Spanish armies, still in the wilderness. I'm not sure how they're multiplying. Tons of new plantations and farmland and cottages. Lots of income for our American Republic. Our fleet has arrived. I believe he's coming to pick up our gentlemen to go to our new Dutch university. Let's go to our lists, find our agents. Gentleman, he's already in a university. Aha! Here is our gentleman down here in New Granada. Let's go actually pick him up this time. Although now, with a war with Austria and Sweden, we're going to have to carefully make our way through all their fleets with this tiny fourth-rate ship of the line. Comparatively tiny, at least.
Underway!
Okay, he is on board the fleet. And because of that very long movement range, our fleet can only go to right about here. But we'll head to Europe in the next turn. We have some new troops in Pennsylvania and that light infantry in the Netherlands. Pennsylvanian Republican Guard.
Yes.
Let's get them in Williamsburg And I'm going to have our primary army right here with General Townsend march to Virginia to prepare a defense of Williamsburg. That does leave Philadelphia undefended. So let's pull our militia under General Fletcher from Boston down to Pennsylvania to protect our republic's capital. I will also add these provincial scouts to that militia.
Ready and waiting for.
Where did that Swedish fleet go? It's just gone all of a sudden. And our American Navy is just hiding in port. Let's scoot back down to Norfolk to protect it, because
Awaiting further orders.
that is our dry dock. And I want to get more ships being recruited here. I think, yeah, we have some second rates. We've got to protect that port. What do we need to actually build first rates, though? It looks like we need to upgrade to a steam dry dock or a naval hospital, which requires lime juice and sauerkraut for our research. Our university in Raleigh is currently researching quicklime shells for our artillery, which I actually really want, so... and shrapnel shot. There we go. Harrisonburg is working on the steam engine. But 10 turns left, 5 more years before we can even build a naval base to build first-rate ships of the line. The USA is just really trying to catch up at this point. Let's build an Army Staff College in Boston and see what kind of unique units that gets us. Here we go, here's one. Already with our current, what is this? Army Board. We can recruit the 2nd Continental Light Dragoons. Anything else new from Philadelphia? Not that I can see. Oh, here we go. Rocket Troop Artillery. Let's add some Rocket's Red Glare to our National Guard forces.
Sir.
Ducking back over to the Netherlands just briefly.
Ready for order.
We are still replenishing. Let's recruit rocket troops. We can only recruit one there. Puckle guns. Line infantry. Ooh. Let's see if I can pronounce this correctly. Expatriate infantry. Expatriate. Exiles in another nation's service. They sound fancy. Let's do a unit of cavalry, regiment of horse, to add to that new army. And I think once we have 4 armies, we'll be pretty secure here in Amsterdam. To wrap things up, though, it's time to kick this Swedish army out of the USA.
Ready and awaiting
General Croucher, come on up.
orders. We shall triumph.
And that is going to be a crushing victory. Let's get this one over with. Here we are in the rolling mountains of Virginia to defend our homeland once again from a European invader. Let's try and get some crossfire going with these cannons like this. Howitzers over here with carcass shot. Let's see, militia, line infantry, and minutemen to make up the core of our force right here. And then regiment of foot, here at the road. I think I'm actually going to put my colonial light right here. Move this militia over to the center. Line infantry on the left. Put our general in the back. We have a lot of cavalry here. Let's put you two on the left. And our unique unit, the 4th Continental Light, over here on the right. As we start the battle, we should get some reinforcements. Ooh, they have a mortar battery. Go for him quickly. Oh no, they have quicklime. All artillery fire on that quicklime launching mortar. And our reinforcements are going to come from the far left over here. Let's keep our general in the back. That is a lot of cavalry, wow. Switch to canister shot, but it might be too late. Wow, almost no losses for them. Our dragoons are getting swarmed by heavy Swedish guard. This is actually going quite poorly. Let's wade in with our cavalry on the left flank. And we'll send the Philadelphia Light after that mortar battery. They are just wrecking our lines with all of their cavalry units right here. Making a mess of things. Our militia has broken, as have some of our cannons. They have a ton of elite units in this fight. And all of their cannon upgrades are just horrific. That quicklime. Ah. Huge losses in the Colonial Light from that quicklime. Reform lines. Let's go right for their general. And we'll hit all of their units in the back. There goes their mortar. They're even attacking our general back here. What a nasty fight. No line formations, just a insane charge with elite units. And we have killed their general, intercepted back here by the same unit that killed their mortar. These lifeguards of foot are just incredibly powerful. Look at those fancy uniforms right there. They're still trying to kill our general too back here. More reinforcements are arriving at last. But we have definitely taken some losses. No mercy for the invader. Wipe them all out. No one retreats. Oh no, we're going to run them down. We have won a surprisingly close victory. They killed almost 1,000 of our National Guard. Pretty severe losses in that initial army. But we had almost 5,000 troops deploying. Only a few notable kills. That was mainly just a insane melee.
Forward!
And their army is wiped out.
Yes,
I'm going to replenish at a cost of almost 5,000.
sir.
And 451.
Immediately.
Send our National Guard back towards Philadelphia
Make
and
ready.
Boston.
Yes.
And I believe this is our Williamsburg Defense Force right here. Send him back to
And
Williamsburg.
Forward, humble servant.
And General Croucher, as he replenishes, back to his wooden fort in Raleigh. We have about 6,000 gold left to spend, which we will in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time.